After completing our LoRaWAN STM32 based board PCB layout design, it is time to finalize it by placing logos and adding some texts for convention. We will also generate the necessary files to send our design for fabrication. This video is going to be the last one in Altium Designer hardware design series that starts with schematic design and ends up with fully functional LoRaWAN based development board. We have got a lot of work to do today, so without any further ado, let's jump on in. Turn your dream project into reality with PCBWay. I've personally used their services to produce my own prototype for future IoT projects. Ordering your own PCB has never been easier before, with a lot of features. There's actually one option I think that we can do here to make things more visible. As you can see here, after finishing routing the board, it's hard to differentiate between the lines until we see the names of the traces on them. So there's actually one way in order to color the traces, and this is done by using classes. So here in the PCB tab, I can add a new class. So here I can, for example, select the voltage supply class. I have two voltage levels, and they are the 3.3 volt and the 5 volt. So I'm adding two different classes. You can add one class, of course. So I need to give a name. I'm adding another class with 3.3 volt. Okay, so now I can change the color of the class, as you can see here, and for that I can select a different color, like for example something greenish. So now it's actually obvious that this is the 5 volt trace and the green one is the 3.3 volt. We can see that on the bottom layer as well. And there's the result. So here, for example, I've added the sensor class, where I can see the pins that are connected to the LDR and the NTC sensors, and they are colored in gray in both the top and the bottom layers. And of course I can navigate within my board, so I can see where this net is located. Alright, so before finishing out our PCB layout design, I was actually looking for the RF input impedance of the STM32 RF module that we have over here, and actually found that the RF trace should not have a ground plane under it, in order to avoid stereo capacitance that can cause a degradation in the RF signal level. So here what I mean is that there is going to be a capacitance formed between the ground plane and the RF trace, both on the top layer and the bottom layer, as we can see over here. So this is the RF trace that's connecting the RF module and the antenna. So we are going to remove parts from the ground plane in order to reduce the stereo capacitance effect. So in order to remove the ground plane region that we talked about, we need to place a polygon pore cutout close to the RF trace. So I'm going to do that by determining a region. Okay, so right now I have my polygon cutout region defined. I need to repore my ground plane polygon, so the region will take its effect. Took place in this region. I'm actually thinking of extending this region. Okay, so now the polygon cutout region took place only on the top layer, so we need to modify the layer of the region so we can make it multi-layer. And by doing so, if I repore the bottom layer, the polygon cutout region will take its effect on the bottom layer as well. Alright, so to make our design more reliable, we can add teardrops to our traces and pads, and we can do that by going to the tools, teardrops, So on a closer look, here we can see the effect of adding the teardrops to our design. This will make our board more reliable and will give more tolerance to the fabrication machines. Alright, so here the last step on the PCB design is to place some designators and text on the PCB. So here, let me give you an example. Here in the top over relay layer, I've placed this text in order to differentiate between the pin names, which is actually quite conventional. Here I've placed some logo related to the board that I've designed. It's a sensor hub board. So yeah, you can use this layer depending on your design. So this will be the top over relay, and there's the bottom over relay. There's one thing to remember: in the bottom over relay, you need to mirror all the text that you are going to use. So here you can notice that the mirror option is activated. Otherwise, the text on the bottom side won't be readable. And of course you need to mirror all the images that you are going to import. So here I've imported this logo as an image. You can do that by going to place and then graphics, and then determine the place where you are going to put your logo. So here, as you can see, I've mirrored some of my logos so I can use them. Anyways, so yeah, now it's time to generate the necessary files that we are going to use to fabricate our PCB and send it to the manufacturer. So first of all, you need to go to File and then Fabrication. So you need two file types. You will need the NC drill files, which are related to all the vias and the pads with hole in your board, and the Gerber files. So here I have my Gerber file already generated, but first you need to select the layers that you are going to generate. So usually you are going to use these layers. If you are going with a two-layer board, this is the way to go with. If you have more complicated design, of course you will need more layer to generate. So here I have the top over relay, top solder, top layer, bottom layer. Yeah, so here are the layers that I'm going to generate. Let me give you an overview of every layer. So the top over relay is the one that I've just talked about. It's related to logos and text, the one in the yellow color. The top solder layer is actually the mask. So this is the part that's going to be removed from the solder mask. The solder mask is the one that has the green color. So here I'm showing an example. And then when I go to the top layer, this is the copper actually. So it will expose the copper so it can take solder and you can mount your component on your board. So if we go to the other layers that we are interested in, we have the top layer. Of course, this is the copper, the conductor part. And again, we have the same layers on the bottom side, the bottom layer and the bottom solder. And we have, of course, the bottom over relay. The bottom over relay, of course, related to the text and logos mirrored on the bottom side of the board. And last but not least, we have the keep out layer. This is actually necessary to determine the shape of the board. So we need to export that as well. If you don't select these ones, when you generate the Gerber files, you will have nothing. But after selecting them, you will have such a thing. So we have this generated, we don't need to modify that. So now I need to generate the NC drill file from the fabrication option. So I use millimeter. So this is related to the manufacturer resolution format. Usually most of these formats are accepted, so there's nothing more to do. So now I have both the NC drill and the Gerber files. So now we need to put that in a rare. So now we need to put the generated file. Alright, so here I have all the generated files that I have need. I've just opened the project directory and I need to compress this file, and then I need to upload it to the PCB manufacturer. Actually, I will go, of course, with the PCBWay. I've used their service before and I'm quite satisfied with their quality. So let's see how we are going to do that. So we open their website and then we quote the PCB. So here I'm going to upload the Gerber file that I have generated. So it will actually determine the layer count the board dimensions automatically. So this is the board thickness, and this is the FR for material that's related to the dielectric between the bottom and top layer. So here we have the minimum hole size, and then here we can select the solder mask color. Actually, I would like to go with matte black, silk screen, and then here I can select the text color on the board. I'll go with yellow, so I don't have edge connector, and here you can select the conductor material. Of course, this is related to the design needs that you have. The finish copper, this determines the thickness of the traces that are used in the PCB. So as the OZ number goes up, the thicker the traces are going to be. Yeah, so of course I will need an SMD assembly stencil, so I can put solder paste and produce my board. So I'll select that. So here we have, see, the final price of the whole product, and then we can place the order. Alright, this brings me to the end of this tutorial. I'll be using this development board in the upcoming tutorial, so don't miss that out. Like this video if you have learned something new, and tell your friends about useful electronics. See you in the upcoming tutorials, and bye bye.